Hi, my name is Kaye, and welcome to Immigration and You. I've got over 35 years experience practicing immigration, naturalization, visa, and consular law. With me here is my colleague Michael Piston, who has over 25 years experience in the same field. Today we're going to discuss something called unlawful presence. Now, unlawful presence, and Michael will define it, if you've been in the United States in an unlawful presence status and you leave the United States and you would have been in an unlawful presence status for more than 180 days, more than 6 months, you're barred for 3 years from coming back unless you get a waiver. If you have been in the United States more than 1 year in an unlawful presence status, you're barred for 10 years from coming back unless you get a waiver. Michael, how would you define unlawful presence?
Well, unlawful presence, oddly enough, is not necessarily being in the United States illegally. You can be in the United States illegally but not be here unlawfully. It's a very, very peculiar concept. A person who is here with a valid Form I-94, that's what they used to be the square card they gave you at the airport. Now it's something that they post on the internet after you come enter the United States. If that person remains in the United States past the expiration date of his Form I-94, then he is unlawfully present. That's the easy case. Now, I said that you can be here illegally and yet not unlawfully present because many of these immigration categories have various rules which you must abide by, such as not engaging in unauthorized employment, or if you're an H-1 worker, for example, working for your employer. But merely to violate one of these rules might make you illegal, but it doesn't make you unlawful for some very odd reason. Not unless there's actually a formal determination by the Immigration Service or by an immigration judge that you violated that status. So if you're admitted to a particular date and you remain in the United States beyond that date, then you're unlawfully present. But if you simply violate the terms and conditions of your admission, you aren't necessarily unlawfully present.
But somebody who comes into the United States, Michael, from Mexico unlawfully from day one, then after 180 days, if he leaves or she leaves, they're subject to the 3-year bar, and if they're here having come illegally from day one and they stay more than 1 year, they're subject to the 10-year bar. Is that
well,
right?
Alan, many people enter the United States legally from Mexico with visas every day.
Right.
So I assume what you're talking about is people who enter the United States without inspection, which might be from Mexico, might be from Canada, or people even been known to evade inspection at the airport or come in by sea without inspection.
Right.
But you're right. If a person enters the United States without inspection, then they're unlawfully present from the moment they arrive. And now here's an interesting loophole. If you come to the United States in a category in which your I-94 is marked D/S, that is with a J1 visa or an F1 visa, for example, then you're never unlawfully present unless there is a formal finding by the Immigration Service that you violated your status, or you change your status in the United States to some other category which does have a particular date certain by which you must leave.
And the most important part is that if you leave the United States after having been in an unlawful presence status for more than 6 months, you're subject to a 3-year bar. And if you've been here more than a year, you're subject to a 10-year bar. And then you need a waiver, and we'll talk about waivers in a future program. So
just one last note.
Yes.
You were right the first time, Alan, when you said 180 days. 180 days is actually a little bit less than 6 months. 6 months is 183 days. So what you got to make sure is that you do not remain, you shouldn't remain in the United States past your I-94 expiration at all, but definitely do not remain more than 180 days beyond that date.
So thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments, please contact me or Michael at the address, email listed below, and we'll be back in a future program with more information on U.S. immigration. Thank you.